cut this out.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hello!
Hello!
So if you haven't noticed, this week's...
We're euphoric.
Yeah, we're euphoric. What? Oh, we're euphoric. Oh, I forget that's a real word and not a TV show name.
But now it's applying to...
The TV. It's become
a dictionary.
It's an adjective. It's an adjective now that people
like now you look up Euphoria on Google or dictionary, it just comes out like...
It's just Zendaya.
It's just us.
Us? Stop. Hey, maybe after this episode. I'm sweating. This leather skirt is
I think it's the pill we popped.
It's the Molly. So, obviously, we're into Euphoria this week. Why am I yelling? It's the Molly.
Because the audience in the back. We have this is actually a live studio audience.
Yeah. Do you think they do that on
What?
Euphoria?
No.
Oh no, stupid! They don't do that. Stupid. So those are for sitcoms.
Do you think they still think people still do
No,
that?
people don't do that. Do they?
Well, remember that sitcom on Netflix where it was like a Mexican family? No.
Oh.
It was a Hispanic family.
Oh, One Day at a Time.
One Day at a Time. It was.
Oh, was that a live studio audience?
I saw little videos of it. I think.
So my drug addict co-host, Rue.
I had to sell my shirt.
He's channeling
Papa.
To
What?
I thought you said I had to sell my shirt to Papa.
No.
Like Papa Smurf.
I had to sell my shirt to Papa Molly.
To Papa. I'm channeling Mrs. Cat.
Wow. We look like crazy people.
We're fucking crazy.
I think we lost our minds.
Dude, literally, I think Little Bear is farting. It stinks. Do you smell it?
But I was going to say, from the beginning of the episode, to this, our first episode to this episode.
Oh, yeah. No,
I think it's just been a downhill on our minds. This is it. We've lost it. No, just kidding. No,
Wow. So, why am I yelling?
So Euphoria.
Euphoria, the show that everybody has been talking about. You know what's funny? It's how long did it take them? Like 3 years to get season 2 up and running again? Because I watched it in 2019. Like, that's when I watched it.
I just binge watched it last week.
But everybody's talking about it. I fucking love that show.
Well, it's...
Okay, let's go ahead.
Let's talk about what is working. Like,
what is working? Number 1, cinematography and the music.
Yeah.
I live for it.
The direction is really good.
Zendaya, she's always a queen.
And I think what the scenes that make it work well is because a lot of it has been borrowed from a lot of other good movies. Like there's some scenes that parallel to other good movies. Like
oh yeah, they talked about that. Yeah, they did talk about that.
So I think that's why it's so beautiful to watch.
For me, I think it's also the extravagance. Because like, yeah, it is. We'll talk about this later. Yes, it is relatable to some or to a number of high school students. It is, but for me, I think it's it's the extravagance from season 1, because season 1 and season 2 are so different. But for me, it was the season 1. It was the makeup for me. I think that nobody in fucking high school, especially when it first came out, nobody wears that.
Okay, yeah.
Nobody fucking wore that, and I just fell in love. I don't even like bold colors like that. And it was gorgeous. I thought it was great. The costuming, I don't know. I think it's very theatrical.
Yeah, I think Euphoria glamorizes, well, not glamorizes, but what could we say glamorizes? Everything in high school?
Yeah.
It glamorizes the high school experience.
It really does. And
But then you get into trouble saying that because then, are we saying that it glamorizes teenagers doing drugs? Do you think it does?
Well, I think first, I feel like most shows do. Okay, let's not even pretend. Because Gossip Girl did it, Skins did it, UK and US.
Skins really did it.
Skins was a good, and I like that show.
And
but
nobody was batting an eye when Skins came out.
Well, you know what's funny? I feel like every time a new teenage show like this comes out, the same
shit. Some
shit.
new parents are saying it's a devil and stuff.
Project X, that wasn't a show, but it was a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Gossip Girl, 90210, OC, everybody. Like, every time a new show comes out, I mean, people fucking hate it. It's like, this isn't realistic. Like, who fucking cares?
Well, that's funny because that was what we're going to get at.
This is a bad decision. It's hot. It's like really hot.
Well, you want me to put the...
No, it's okay. Let's keep going.
Lower it?
No, it's
sure?
not even on. The AC's not even on.
Oh, well, do you want me to turn it
No.
We're in the middle.
We're in the middle of talking.
Well, I can do it. Do you want me? I can.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
Just go I guess so. So, but what were we talking about? Now we lost our train of thought.
Do I put it?
No, it's cool. Right there. Cool. And then can you put it like on 68?
Oh.
Okay. It's a little hot in here, y'all. Yeah. This makeup is no joke. Yeah.
Well, I feel cold because I'm like naked. So no, that actually before I watched it, I was talking to people. Hey, is Euphoria good? Is Euphoria good? And I think all of them told me it's good, but it's so unrealistic to what teenagers are doing. And I was like, what? Because I knew the show was about drugs.
Yeah.
And I was like, is it though? Because
I knew a Rue. Okay.
Well. Yeah, I'm not speaking for you or anybody, but at least in my high school experience, the student population, they were popping mollies, they were drinking vodka in the middle of class sometimes, and I was one of them. Well, not popping mollies.
Oh my god!
But I remember at even maybe 16, 17, I remember my first day at school, in high school. Yeah. I remember my first day, I actually got drunk with a friend, and because we're like, oh, I don't want to go, and everyone.
See, you're drunk in math class.
We got MDs and I was drunk in the first day.
Yeah, same. Well, I wasn't drunk, but I got high, yeah.
I don't understand. I know for some people it's unrealistic to think that teenagers are doing these things, but in reality, they are there. There are some that have been doing that and are still doing that. And I think that's the divide, right? Where people see it as unrealistic. Like, no, there's no way people are doing that or these kids are doing that, but...
And also with TV shows and film, I think they have to, not have to, but I don't know. I just see it a lot with TV show and film. A lot of it is unrealistic, because I mean it's entertainment. It's partially entertainment. Well, I think I feel like do you think Euphoria is trying to say something, or do you think it's purely for entertainment?
Both. I think it's both because. In some parts,
to make it, you got to be entertaining.
In some parts, the sex is really not necessary.
Yeah,
yeah,
especially because they're technically teenagers.
Yeah,
so it's like we're watching teenagers have sex.
Yeah, and a lot of it's very. I think the show reminds you every time when you're forgetting that they're teenagers. It reminds you. No, we're 17.
Very sexy.
Yeah, we're 17, and but the actors are like 26 or 25. So yeah, I think for those purposes, we don't really need the sex. I mean, these are teenagers, right? Why are we? Yeah, you could imply that they were screwing around, but we don't need those scenes.
Yeah, I feel bad sometimes for Sydney Sweeney or Cassie.
The boobs. Yeah.
For that reason, that I identify her as the boobs, because why? Like they constantly put her boobs out there. And I'm just like, I wonder how she feels, because I think she talked about it, but I don't remember. Like, how does she feel that they focus on her?
I think that's the sad part of the show. Everybody gets sexualized. Yeah,
everybody. Which
the adults too. Yeah. No, not that much.
Well, Mr. What's his name? Who's that hot guy? McSteamy? Cal? Yeah. Oh my god, I love that actor. He's so fine.
Which one?
The dad.
Oh, the dad.
Yeah, Nate Jacobs' dad.
Yeah. Oh well, I thought Nate's dad. Wait, who's Jacob?
Nate Jacobs.
Okay. Yeah.
Who's Jacob?
His dad
Mr.
is
Jacobs.
Very good for his age, yeah.
Oh, he's always been like so cool.
And that's one of the things I was gonna get into too. That I find more interesting, actually, the adults. I want to hear more about the adults and.
Oh no.
What? No.
No. No. Why say it? No. No. Cal is probably the only adult in that show, right?
No, the mom?
No, she's not like a real character. Like a real character, like with a storyline.
Oh, okay.
It's just Cal. He's the only one.
Cal, yeah. Wow.
And, wait, did you get to Cal's part in?
Yeah, I
So he's finally freed himself, right? Oh my god.
It's kind of sad.
I was so sad. At first, I was like, "Oh, Cal's a creep," but he's not. He didn't know. She said she was 22.
Oh, she did?
She said, remember, I'm pointing to them. In the first TV show, she said she said that she was 22.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't see in the other DVD, because I think they were trying to imply in the first season, oh, he's a pervert, he has sex with little boys. But in the second season, they don't really point out the specific ages of all the men in his videos. So I think they try to change up his storyline because I think they wanted to make him a bad guy in the first season, but in the second season they made him more sympathetic.
Also, when there was in the first season where they were showing all the videos, I don't think most of them were of age. Yeah, so.
Well, you can't tell.
Well, most of them. I think all of them. I don't know, but.
But I think when the big thing was that Jules. And they know that Jules is underage, Nate and Rue. Yeah. So that's why Rue is like, oh, like, you know, your dad fucks little kids. Yeah. And so...
Well, he did do that, yeah.
He did fuck a little kid.
Wow. This show.
But did you notice in season 2 they tried to make him more sympathetic?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was so happy for him when he left his family.
I think,
fuck that family.
Honestly, I think that's the whole objective of the show. But they mess up sometimes in trying to entertain us. But I think the objective of the show is to make people who we normally think are the villains, like a drug addict, that's Rue, this cow who's an infidel. Is that it? No. That's a different thing.
He's not unfaithful. He's unfaithful in his marriage, to his family. Yeah. He keeps a secret life.
The objective here is to learn to understand that these are actually people too, you know?
Mm-hmm. Cal's story. His best friend.
What happened to the best friend?
I know. I thought, did he die or something? Like, why did they make it seem like he was dead? And then that guy came up to him and hugged him, and I was like, like he just knew. He fucking knew that he was going through something.
But as I was saying, like,
yeah.
Like, I found myself more interested in the actual storylines of the adults,
the one adult,
and also the. There was a time when I was watching it, and you know the issues are very delicate, right? The drug addiction, the Rue going into with these drug members. I mean, these people who are selling drugs. All of these things.
Jules risking her. The first episode scared the fuck out of me. Like, why are you meeting somebody in a motel?
And then these are delicate topics, right?
Yeah.
But then I'm telling you, for
Nate's a fucking psycho.
For the sake of entertainment, and then the show gives you these petty high school drama relationships,
and they turn it up.
And I mean it's okay. Like let's not spend the whole hour focusing on Nate cheated on her, and like it's because I find it hard to believe that Nate, the character Nate, right? He was so smart to manipulate this whole conspiracy for his father, and then all of a sudden now he finds himself in this love triangle and he doesn't know how to get out. Like,
honestly,
now you are a 17-year-old. Now you like this is and that's when it kind of lost me. I was like, come on, this is.
I'm telling you, those 3 years. Yeah, go ahead.
This is for the sake of entertainment. Like I want to know more about. What's the mother dealing? How's the mother dealing with her child? That's a drug addict. Where's Ali, the sponsor?
I really wanted to know more about Ali.
But instead they give us this like, I'm in love with Nate, and she's like it's high school petty thing.
You know what? That is something that they really. I hope that they include more.
Because
there's still some more episodes.
It's okay because maybe they're doing that to bring a broader audience, maybe a younger audience. But I'm like, these issues are so delicate for us to be now entertained. And, okay, and then more sex. Like, no, like let's get back to
the drama.
So when I saw episode 5, which is the latest one, I was like, okay, this is what I was waiting for.
Oh yeah, right. Oh my god. Yeah, it was a slow burn. It took for honestly the last episode before episode 5.
That made me continue. I sent you that article that there was this person saying because of this episode, I'm never watching Euphoria again. Because somebody who wrote the article, we'll put it here, whatever. But his sister, I don't know how old is his sister.
Yeah.
He never said, but the sister was watching it with him, and
she had an anxiety
attack. She had a full-blown panic attack, and basically he's saying that I guess this show teases that there will be a sexual violent act, and that's why the two of them they're always on edge, expecting something really traumatic to happen. So I guess his reasons to stop watching is that they're teasing too much to keep you involved. I don't know, they're trying to scare you, but instead of like scary movies using jump scare tactics, they're trying to scare you with, oh my god, is she gonna get molested, or is she gonna get sexually assaulted? What's going to is somebody gonna get sexually assaulted?
That's what that's my dog. He just got neutered, so
well, we dressed him like this for Euphoria.
For the cone, yeah. All right, little bear, go down there, baby. Why don't you come up here? You want no? It's all right.
So yeah, this the episode 5, the person who wrote the article. He's saying he stopped watching it because of that episode, but I'm in the contrary. Like I think because of that episode, I'm sticking around to see the ending because I feel like that's what. Well, at least for me, that's what I was waiting for to happen. The mom, seeing how.
Oh my God, the mom
and the sister. Like we actually get to see how they're dealing with having a drug addict in their home, and it's very disastrous. It's like having a tornado in your own house, and we see that, and it's also very metaphorical. You know, when she's running, she's on the run, and on her path, she's destroying all these houses, and that's metaphorical.
Yeah.
You know, because she jumps from one house to the other, and it just goes to show a person who's suffering from drug addiction is everything they meet, they end up hurting those people who they're encountering.
And then very literally too, they did that. She just fucking destroyed pretty much her friend group.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of getting out of the house. She destroyed her sister's her relationship with her sister. The fact that she was like, oh, I have to like gaslight my sister, and and then later oh my God, I just felt so bad for her.
But for all those people that are saying that it's too, that person that it's too triggering, was too. I mean, where have you been? Like, have you seen other shows like The Wire, Dexter, Breaking Bad? Like, what? Honestly, this is still not as violent or as graphic as those series that were really good.
You know what else has gotten really graphic? Criminal Minds. I mean, they've gotten a little bit more gory.
I've heard about that.
It's gotten a little bit more gory as time went by. Like, I don't know. I guess because it's been like 12,000 seasons. Little bear, you scratched me.
So I guess the question is that they were begging is, why is it that we stick around for human trauma? Like, why is this really good?
Because who wants happiness? No. I'm just kidding. No. You know what? I don't know. Well, it's like whenever you see a car accident in the street, you run to the fucking window and you're like, I want to see, like, and you don't realize like a car accident can be really gory. Why do you run to go look at it?
And I also think
I don't know.
There's a very true, genuine human side of things when we're seeing the ugly of human nature come out. You know, it's very genuine because those are the things we normally don't see because we hide them in our houses or our lives, but. I guess that's what makes this such an attractive show. Yeah,
and also sometimes it's really easy because I'm a very I guess I try to be a positive person. I try to be easygoing, very chill, and I often forget that like anger and things like anger and violence, those are also very natural. So why do we?
Repress.
I think maybe that's why we're so interested in seeing shit. I think maybe that's why we're so interested in this stuff, because we don't allow that in our lives. We're like, hey, like we have to have it.
Oh, maybe it blows up steam for a lot of people, watching that.
We're purging.
Maybe,
But, one more thing. The fact that Euphoria brought back the weekly episode.
I think that's helping it a lot.
I think that also, because it's like, I feel like a lot of people associate binge watching. A lot of people associate binge watching with like you feel like crap, right? You say that every
like
time.
It's a drug addiction. Well, not a binge watching to a drug addiction. But it can be an addiction.
No,
that's what it's called, binge watching.
But also just sitting on the couch for hours, you feel like crap, right?
Oh yeah, it wastes a lot of time.
So I think that I like that they brought back the weekly episode.
Yeah.
Because I look forward to it, and maybe that's why everybody is so pumped up again.
I think it's a good strategy because
it keeps subscribers for HBO Max.
Well, also, but it also everybody's collectively part of this viewing. Like, are you ready for Euphoria? And on Twitter, that's why
we're watching it together
last week. Yeah. Or when the last episode came out, Euphoria was trending worldwide, and I think it's part of this collective where everybody's has to wait for the next episode instead of this new. Netflix and streaming services where they just drop the whole season and like it's. I think the only part when we are collectively watching the series is when the first day that they launch the season. Yeah. But now it's every episode.
And it feels less meaningful, right?
Yeah.
Because like whenever Tiger King came out, everybody was crazy about it for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then it's over.
But then you binge watch it.
And then I remember with Stranger Things, you would have to wait like a year for the new season, and then you watch the whole new season in like one fucking day.
I think they should bring it back.
It ruins. I don't know what it ruins. There's
the
just
magic of
something-
it.
The magic. I guess that's what it is. I don't know, but
And I think
I really love
this
it.
director is bringing a lot of things back when it comes to. Well, some of the music also is from the 80s, and the scenes
that was another thing. Yeah.
The scenes are actually from inspired from movies in the 80s too. So I think he's bringing all this back. And
but I feel like the 80s has been back.
they're here.
No, did you? Oh, and then wait, I just one
You
more
sound
thing.
like an 80s mom. Like,
I
no,
wanna
the
talk-
80s are back.
I want to talk about one more thing. Like, Labyrinth was finally in an episode.
Who's that?
The guy who's the main guy who made the soundtrack in the first season. He's not. He's in the second season too, but
I'm not that much of a fan.
the one is like still don't know my name. Okay, never mind.
So, you like
Anyways,
it or you don't like it?
oh, I fucking love it.
Yeah?
I love it.
Is it one of the, if you put on a list with the best shows you've watched,
With the best shows I've watched.
would that be included? Because I don't want to make you pick like,
No, because honestly, I feel like one of the shows that I've loved for most of my life is Gossip Girl, but then I rewatched it and I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Like, it has a lot to do with your age too, because I fucking loved Gossip Girl. And then looking back, looking back,
it's
I
just a
was
bunch
like,
of white privilege stuff.
well, that's what I'm saying. Looking back, in hindsight, it's like, I loved it because I grew up with it. Euphoria's up there. I love Freaks and Geeks, even though they only had one season. I'm still sad about that. But I just like it. I don't know. Is it up? No, I feel like Euphoria is up there. With one of my all-time favorites, I would say Euphoria is up there.
I think it's a good show, but for me, it's not up there.
Oh, what's up there?
Well, The Wire.
The Simpsons. No.
Family Guy. The
my.
Wire, Dexter, Breaking Bad, Mad Men.
Mad Men? Oh,
I love
you're
Mad
so
Men.
fucking
Mad Men was good.
Everybody says that Mad Men is so boring. Whose phone is this? Is this your phone? Yeah.
But there has been shows where you're like, House of Cards is one of them too.
Oh, you love you
love
love Witcher. You always tell me to watch
The
Witcher.
Witcher is also, I think, up there. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. New Girl for me, but that's just more like comfort. It wasn't really like amazing.
I wouldn't put Euphoria up there, but it is a good show. Like it's doing things that not other shows are doing. But I'm just, how long can you keep it up? Because it doesn't have.
Oh yeah, I don't see it having 10 seasons. I feel like that ruins a show. I think when a
Do you
show
think the
goes
final
past,
one is the third one?
I hope so, because honestly, honestly, because I feel like shows that run way too long just end up being fucking terrible. Like Lost, that was a great show, but they should have stopped at season 4.
Oh my god,
They should have
I never
stopped.
watched it, but I heard this service they did to their fans.
They should have stopped at season 4. I think that once you pass up the 3rd or 4th season, you're in dangerous ground. Like, at least for me, in my opinion.
So hopefully it ends with the 3rd.
Hopefully it ends with the 3rd. Because, like, honestly, like, Rue could either be clean or not be clean. And the show is centered around Rue, I feel.
And
And then, like, are they going to graduate high school? Didn't you point that out? Like, are they going to graduate high school
and
and
how
fall
much
into
can you
college?
base a show out of somebody's drug addiction? Like that's really down the base to it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So I hope the 3rd season is it.
I mean, how far can you put this on? But let's see. I mean, maybe this director will surprise us, and maybe the writers of the scripts will.
Do you want
To
Rue to get
understand.
clean or do you want her to die? Because I kind of feel like she's gonna die by the end of season 3.
If
terrible.
I don't know. If we get to decide an ending.
Like if you were a writer for Euphoria and they said season 3 is it, I would kill Rue.
If this wants to remain realistic, there is no happy ending with drug addiction.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would kill Rue.
Well,
there is no happy ending.
You can make a satisfying ending where she's alive and she's maybe.
Now I would make it like a Go Ask Alice kind of finishing, where you think she's clean and then bam, one day she just overdoses.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like she's gonna be clean, but then I mean, you
random
can never
day
really,
she just fucking overdoses.
And you're with drug addiction.
You never.
It's like a virus. You always have that virus, but you can get get clean.
That's a terrible analogy.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, get clean, is that still a good useful term when drug addiction can? It means like, oh, drug addicts are dirty. Well, okay, whatever. But when you conquer your drug addiction, and it's still like something it's always gonna be.
It's the rest.
It's always gonna be
life.
with you. So it's like a virus. I'm telling you, until then it doesn't become dormant anymore. But you always have to watch out. So there is no happy ending with drug addiction. So if they wanna Hopefully they don't sell out to a happy ending where.
Yeah, I don't want a happy ending.
Well, because they're trying to be realistic, so I mean, they have to.
Yeah, and I think that would kind of ruin the show for me. Why am I so fucking trauma hungry? I don't know.
But I like what Zendaya said. That she said that fuck you. No, she said
When did she say that?
To us. No, she said something about the character that her point was not for to glamorize drug use or
yeah, because Rue becomes really ugly in season 5.
Like, her point is for us to understand the people behind these drug addictions. Mm-hmm. And these people are sisters. These people are brothers. These people are people too. You know. And
I've talked to you about this, where people who are in that state, you can love, like, let's say it's like, you know, she had a sister. If your sister is going through that, it's not that she needs your love when she's fine and she's doing okay and this and that. When she's like that, when she's in that state, that's when it's as hard as it gets to love somebody, that's when they need it the most.
Become my sister. I know. Did you watch the Christmas episode? Where they're just eating, where they're just talking in a coffee shop? I think that was like
Euphoria?
A bonus episode, yeah, where she sits with her sponsor.
Oh!
Well, he puts it in the most beautiful way. Like, he says, I know you're behaving like the most evil person in the world, but at the end of the day, because he knows, he says, at the end of the day, that's not you talking, that's this disease talking. Like, you weren't born evil, but somehow along the way, like, you're here now with this addiction, this disease, and that's what's causing you to look at your mom's eye and tell her that you're not using when you are coded, being so cold and lying to her straight up in her face when she sacrificed so much. That's not you. It's this drug addiction, and it's a disease that doesn't know any limits. Like, there's no morals anymore. Like, the moral is completely fucked up when you're at that point. And I think that was, I don't know why.
Was that the episode named after her, right, Rue?
I don't know, but that was like a bonus episode Christmas thing.
I think
I was like,
I never saw it.
You should have put that in the original. In the
season 1.
Yeah, like, so people. Well,
I think that was like a stopover because, again, it was like 3 years, so they kind of like they needed to hold on. I
feel like people needed to watch this too.
I gotta watch it. I couldn't find it.
To make the point that the director's not trying to glamorize drug addiction.
I wish that they used Ali more.
Ali's really cool.
Yeah, he's real cool.
I found him very interesting. If not, maybe the most interesting character. I'm just distracted him.
No, he is fine. That man is fine.
Okay, what's up?
What's next? So that was Euphoria. So now we can take off our costumes. No, yeah. Just kidding.
Now we actually get naked. Oh, I guess not. Damn.
All right, so let's talk about Hispanic culture. How do you move into that topic?
Euphoria to Hispanic culture.
No, because you showed me this video, and we kind of touched on this. But that person in that video, yeah, we always kind of touch on it. But that person in that video really put it in the words not correctly, but like she put it in some real good words that Hispanic culture, you are both the oppressed and the oppressor. Yeah. Because it's basically, what is it, like native people who were colonized by the Europeans, and the mixing of those two civilizations created us.
Which
we have part of the ancestry,
colonizer culture, and we're part of the colonized culture, and
I've always denied the fact that that there is that possibility of European in Hispanic culture. I fucking hate that.
I think it's hard to accept because then you're left with nothing, in the sense that you can't stand for this side entirely, and you can't stand for the other side entirely. I think Gloria Anzaldúa put it.
Was that her name?
Oh no, that's that.
Oh, okay.
No, that's a therapist. I don't know. But Gloria Anzaldúa was this writer. She already passed away a long time ago, and she, as far as the people in the borderland, she called it the borderland. The people, I don't know what you call them, mestizos or I don't know what, but she said that we're ni de aquí ni de allá. Like, we're just this entirely different group of people, you know, that...
Yeah. We
Like
don't even identify as a race. We
like that
identify
video-
as an ethnicity.
Yeah, like that video said, we can't, we don't belong entirely to this culture and then to the other one. So we're like in the middle, and that's something that a lot of people don't realize, I guess.
And I wanted to add, because I feel like a huge part of Hispanic culture, especially with Mexican culture, especially, is religion, Catholicism.
Yeah.
Hi, little bear. But I feel Catholicism is, again, it's something that was brought to us from Spain. Yeah. So wait, is it from Spain?
Yeah.
You know, let me fact check that.
No, yeah.
So it's like something that is such a big part of our culture now in Mexico.
From China.
It defines what. I'm sorry, little bear distracted the fuck out of me. Where am I going with that? I know, then he leaves.
Like, I did my part. Now.
His cone is all bent. Okay, anyways.
That cone's not gonna last.
It's supposed to last for 10 days. No, but yeah, so a big part of our culture is the religious aspect. And it's like that's something that was like shoved down our throats.
Yes.
That we were put into missionaries and
positions.
Shut up. Oh my god. And so it's like something that it kind of feels at least for me, it feels kind of like not betrayal. I guess just because I don't have a good term for it, but it feels like a betrayal to who we were. Like that's something that we were forced to do. Why are you with that?
I think you're hitting on something that hasn't been talked about too much, and that's when you touched on Catholicism, and that something that I notice in every church. That I'm not a religious person, but I do attend. I still attend churches whenever somebody invites me, my parents or whatever. They are Catholics, but every time I go into a church, there's always look at this, the symbols, because I know this religion was brought from Europe, right? Mm-hmm. When our indigenous culture, they already had their own gods, their own know, and so
yes, keep talking. Oh my god, yes.
So it's just sad to me having this fact in my head, and then when I go to church and I see on the cross, there's a white version of Jesus, right? And then even the Virgin Mary, she's also white. When in reality, right, it's the fact that she's white, it means that we're praising, you can't look beyond the notion that we're praising an idol that was brought to us, right? And especially, if that was not the case, then I want to see the next time you're in church, put Jesus who he really was, if right, brown, almost black-skinned Jesus, right? And the Virgin Mary, why is she? I suggest if you're in a church or whatever, look for those symbols, and if they're white complected, why are they white complected? Because that's not how they were. If also the Virgin Mary is just supposed to be brown, in a lot of places, the Virgin Mary is depicted as this really light-skinned woman, when in reality, the Virgin Mary came from this Catholic religion brought from the European, and the actual idols or the actual things that the indigenous people believe were entirely different to what. But then we're stuck in this. We're stuck in this where it has become so part in our culture that praising the Virgin Mary and Catholicism, that's what it is to be Mexican, right?
Yep.
But
it's a symbol for us.
But that comes from
Europe.
That's not ours. Yeah, so it's like we're
think
stuck
about that all the time.
We're stuck in between. Yeah.
I did want to bring this up because we just started talking about this Florentine Codex. So there's do you know about this?
No.
So basically, there's a bunch of books like this. I think it's got to be more than 10, I think. So it was one of the historians at the time of colonization, whenever the Spaniards came to Mexico.
Yeah.
So somebody actually made a documented all of the Aztec gods, all of their. So this one is the gods. The first one is the gods. The next one is the rituals. And it's just a lot more, basically just Aztec culture. But somebody translated it into English from the Aztec people, the Florentine Codex. So I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up.
That's good, because when the Spaniards and when Aztec Empire fell down, They burned all their books, all their knowledge that they had, because they were trying to get rid of all their beliefs. And that's why it's no coincidence that their portrayals of Jesus and the Virgin Mary and all these beliefs that the conquistadores came to Mexico with were white. Because why do you think they had to be white? So they could also praise the people who look like them, right? So that was the mentality back then, and that's still seen in churches, right? Where we have all these saints, all these virgins of Christ, and even the Virgin Mary, white complected. And if we are trying to change that, then I suggest to these religions, then put them how they are, right? A brown Virgin Mary, dark brown Virgin Mary, a dark brown Jesus. Why is it difficult? Especially when it means that by having them still white complected, you're perpetuating what was lost during that time. So yeah, when I go to church, I find it hard like to kneel down to that version of
yeah, because you can't keep the history out of your head, right? Yeah, you just can't.
And it's just sad when I see us on our knees for an idol that was brought to us and painted the way they wanted it to be, not the way that we actually. But then, where do we stand, right? That's when I said that if we come into terms with this, then we're left with nothing, because a lot of the culture that we do, religion and everything, does come from the colonizers that were here. So if you really want to decolonize, you're left with nothing.
I'm gonna go do Molly. Oh my god. Oh man.
Where'd you get this book from?
Amazon.
Really?
But where did I find it? I forget where I first heard of the Florentine Codex. But yeah, take a look. No, I'm just kidding. No, but there's about, I want to say there's more than 10, and it has the different parts of what Aztecs worshipped, what they believed, how they socialize, things like that. And if you notice, see how they have the actual language, and then they have it in English too.
And it's so sad that they tried to destroy all of this.
Yeah.
And they actually did.
And they had like little illustrations.
There's so much thing that we don't know about, and we will never know about, because they burnt everything. And seeing these things in our age, like still surviving, is an act of survival.
Yeah.
On this culture.
With this whole mixing of, oppressor and oppressed, I also wanted to touch on Dia de los Muertos.
Oh.
Because I feel like that also...
It's coming already?
No, I feel like it's also like...
Problematic.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it. Why is it so close to Halloween? Something super, again, European. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Something... Because I understand that our culture is very, very, not really obsessed, but they're very, I guess, interested in the idea of death. That for sure, I feel like is just, that's just our culture. And I feel like Dia de los Muertos is a way that we kind of cope with the idea of death. Like, they come back. Because if you think about it, we don't really, in speaking in Dia de los Muertos aspect, we don't talk about heaven or hell or anything. It's more earthbound, right? Because only this one time a year, the dead get to, come back and visit and stuff. And stuff like that. So I feel like maybe that is a little bit of reflection of our...
the cultures mixing?
Of the cultures mixing, because I feel like Aztec culture is very earthbound.
Oh.
There was no heaven or hell to them. I think it was you live here in this world and you leave, and then that's it. But then again, I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on Aztec culture. But from the very little that I do know, I do think that it's a lot very tied to the earth. But then the fact that it's, I don't know, I just don't like that, like, it happens to be around Halloween. Like, I don't know, I think it's
I know, weird.
There is no fixed day.
Yeah.
Because I wrote a story roughly about the Dia de los Muertos. I'm like, when is the actual day? Because I've heard that it's on Halloween, and then other people say it's November 1st and 2nd, and then other people say sometimes it can last 6 days. So it's very, that window of time is so weird.
Officially it's November 1st, but then Halloween's October 31st. So it's like one, usually Halloween overshadows the other, right? And
especially here, yeah.
So that's a good question. What do we do? Do we separate both days, or do we allow this intersection to happen.
And I think all of the mixing of ideas and not iconography, but like, okay, a lot of the mixing of the elements of de los Muertos, the date, the flowers, the ofrendas, everything. I just feel like it's so mixed up together to the point where it feels made up. It doesn't feel like tangible. It doesn't feel. I mean, it's obviously it's the dead coming back. Of course, it's not like it's not real.
Like, it used to be more special, and now
it just feels, and it also because it's been in the movies.
Now since it's getting more more
marketable, there you go. Yeah,
it loses its genuineness.
Yeah,
it becomes like Halloween.
Yeah, that's what I think. Because and I don't know.
No, yeah, I think I agree because Dia de los Muertos is usually something very grassroots. You know, it happens in the area.
And it wasn't even all of Mexico. I think it was, for the most part, just Oaxaca.
Well, I don't know the origins of it, but
yeah.
I've been to actual...
Did he fart? Smell it? Now you smell it, right?
I think it's me. No, I've been to actual Dia de los Muertos celebrations in Mexico, and yeah, it's very grassrooted. Like, it's very... The people are celebrating, and if there's even alcohol involved for the dead and everything, all of these things. But now seeing it here in the United States, where it becomes a market where you could buy it at Walmart or buy everything, you know, when I was there in Dia de los Muertos, you buy the stuff you're gonna decorate the tomb with in the local markets, right?
Yeah.
And markets leading up to the cemetery.
America just ruins things now. All right, go ahead.
But then now that it's marketized and you buy all these things, it loses its special quality to it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's something we can't control, and it's something that I don't know.
And you know what? Not to shit on people that actually genuinely celebrate Dia de los Muertos. Not shitting on that. I also want to point that out because I was like, it doesn't feel real. Like, yeah, here because before Coco, I never celebrated Dia de los Muertos. You know, like before that shit came out. So I feel like afterwards.
Wow, it's so funny that you bring it up because.
What?
No, because we talked about Coco on our last Halloween episode. So, but we talked about the problems with that film.
With the film, yeah, I was like, I don't think we actually talk about the
white co-director and the director who wasn't even from Mexico too. He's Hispanic, but he wasn't even. They just came here to Mexico and then just absorbed all that culture, and they didn't even give credit to the lady that was even that served as the inspiration, the old lady.
And this is also why, now that I think about it, this is also why. I'm sorry, the spread, like, what? No, hold on, because I had it, and now it's gone.
It's the model.
When something gains popularity, something cultural, like Dia de los Muertos, when it gains popularity, and people are like, oh, like, that's so good, like, our culture's finally getting the spotlight, but it's like, who fucking cares if, you know, who cares about the spotlight? Who cares if, you know what I mean? Like, you know? It's important to be seen, but like, who cares how popularized it is?
When I was taking a cultural studies class when I was getting my bachelor's, there was this class. Yeah, it's cultural studies, and I remember she was teaching us. This professor, her name is Tangway, Professor Tangway. She was brilliant, and she was telling us that capitalism ruins symbols of rebellion. For example, take Che Guevara, right? It used to be when Che was alive, it was like his face was rebellion, right? Like that's the symbol of rebellion, right? But then now you started seeing it on shirts and on so capitalism, you know.
Who's that?
It's citing Che Guevara used to be this revolutionary in Cuba.
So, that's not my phone.
So at the moment, it was a revolution, but then now you can buy a shirt from Che Guevara at Target or something like that. You know, it ruins the revolution aspect to it. Same with, let's say, Black Lives Matter. It used to be this grassroots movement, but now that all these companies are taking it, it loses its.
It feels
its value,
disingenuous. Right? Yeah, I feel that every June. Yeah. With the fucking with the rainbow pride everywhere.
Oh yeah, the same thing with pride. Like for us to carry the flag, it used to be an act of rebellion. It used to be back for the Stonewall days, right, where you had that flag, you could actually be killed or something like that. But now, since the companies are adopting I mean, it's still an act of pride and everything,
Yeah,
but now it's like
sometimes it just doesn't feel genuine.
now it's like, are we? Wait, you companies are not fighting for the same thing we're fighting, but then we're running parallel. So it's like, yeah, there's the feeling of disingenuous when capitalism adopts these symbols of rebellion. It stops being an actual rebellion. So the question is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's a good thing that, I mean,
it's good to acknowledge when it isn't 100% great. You know what I mean?
And that's what happens, I guess, with anything that Euphoria.
Oh my god. Ooh, wow. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's move on to our next segment, the scary part. Ooh.
We're gonna contact spirits.
Do you
Why are we acting like this Halloween?
Because I don't want to wait till October.
It's like an early Halloween.
Do you want to change the lighting so that we can do the tarot stuff?
How do we
okay, we're gonna take a quick pause, and we're gonna come back with better lighting.
Oh my god. I come back more naked.
Okay. Hi. Like we're somebody's parents. Hey.
We had a whole segment of tarot cards, but
we don't have the right book,
and we don't even know how to read it.
So we're gonna do Valentine's Day cards. Ew, look at my roll.
This is our next segment, doing
Valentine's Day cards while we talk about
gonna
Syria.
Be Valentine's.
Yeah,
while we talk about Syria. So I know there's gonna be a competition. Whoever does the best Valentine's, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So let me pick my color. I don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna have like several.
Oh, you're gonna.
I'm gonna have a lot.
Well, I'm a simplistic guy, so I'll just.
Hey, my name is Christian, and I'm a simple guy.
I'm a simple, basic bitch. Yeah, maybe like. That's mine. What are you doing?
Tell me about Syria.
Oh, well.
What color is this? I can't even tell.
So if you missed the news, if you don't watch the news at all, I'm just kidding. So what happened? What had happened was, so there was a bombing in Syria, right? Supposedly, there was this new guy in charge for ISIS and terrorism. And the U.S. government, terrorism in general. Well, that's what they're hyping it up to be. That was the second in command after they killed the last head of the ISIS. So the U.S. government murdered another top ISIS official, right? I guess the second, the predecessor, right?
Okay.
So it was. I mean, I guess, yeah, the guy deserves it. I mean, yeah, it's terrorism, right? But here's where it gets weird. Like, so the mission was that the U.S. went into this raid, right, in Syria, and they went for this guy, and the official statement is that this guy blew himself up, and in the process of blowing himself up, he killed 6 children and several women in the building.
And how long ago was this statement?
It's already been a week, I think. We're like bad, but
okay.
So, I mean, the problem here is not. Well, yes, there should be a problem, right? Children died, but what's really sketchy about this is that they have witnesses saying that they actually saw helicopters. There was the witness from a woman who was there. She lived in that vicinity. She was stating that it wasn't that there was actually missiles being thrown to this house, to this building, and she thought her house was next. So it doesn't correlate with your statement. They're saying that he blew himself up, but in no instance there's a statement saying that they threw missiles at that house, which is very important because then there's a possibility that it wasn't the terrorist leader who killed these children in the process, but actually the U.S. government. And people are speculating, well, it wouldn't be the first time that the Pentagon and people in charge have lied about not killing innocent lives.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was I was like, yeah, why is this a story? Like, I feel like America lies all the time.
Well, that's where it shouldn't be like that, right?
Yeah,
and
sure.
There was people are reminiscing about, there was this thing in Kabul that In Kabul, they thought these people were terrorists. They shot them down. It turns out he was working for an organization with nutrition, trying to help people, but they thought he was a terrorist, and they killed 10 innocent people. 6 of them were children, I think. And in the official statement, they were saying, oh, well, yeah, they were suspected of being terrorism. But then it wasn't until the New York Times got into the story, and that's when now the U.S. government said, oh, hey, never mind, we actually messed up. These people were actually innocent. It was a tragedy. But if it wasn't for the New York Times pressuring them, we would
have never known the truth.
So they think it's maybe years from now we're gonna find out again the truth, that it wasn't the bomber that killed the innocent, but actually the U.S. government. And that's what's been going on since the rise of the U.S. empire. It's just like the murder of children and innocent lives.
Why does America not own up to because I feel like that's always the story, isn't it? That they always kind of deny the fact that, because I mean, in movies they even explain like collateral damage, like what is it about America that like feels the need to hide?
Because they're supposed to be the higher morality, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
But the murder,
everybody knows, like, come on.
The murder of innocent children, the murder of the innocent shouldn't go unpunished. You know, regardless if it's a government, a faction, an organization, an individual, a president, or a person, there has to be a price that's going to be paid. And I feel, speaking of the U.S., like specifically right now, the day is getting closer and closer to when something or someone is coming to collect the price. I don't know if it's like a higher source, the universe, or whatever you believe in that's coming to collect, or maybe even just the people who have survived the violence from this flag. I don't know, but for every action, there is a reaction, and over the years, the U.S. has been murdering innocent people for a long time. And I guess we're just stuck in the middle of it all, in this bloody mess. Because there's just so much blood in the hands of these top individuals in government. And I think the blood is trickling down to us. Like, at least we have I guess some drop. Our hands maybe have a little bit of blood in them. Because we vote for these people, you know? We are responsible to hold them accountable as being part of this government. So we're stuck in this mess, and it's hard. How do we put an end to it? You know, how do we put an end to it when it's so easy for ISIS to get these people who are all they're looking for is vengeance? No, not vengeance, justice. You know, because they're mad because they imagine the parents of these children who died in Kabul, and this new all these people who the U.S. is leaving behind, and that's why it's so easy for ISIS to get them and promise them, you know what, we are gonna give you this power to bring them to justice or something like that. So unless there's something done about that, something different in the way the U.S. is doing drone strikes and, you know, so easy to kill the innocent, then we're just gonna keep doing this, and it's never gonna actually change. Like Albert Einstein, he said, what the fuck did he say? Twerk until you die. No,
Stop.
He said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. The U.S. has been doing the same thing over and over again. Now it's with drone strikes and killing innocent people in the process and expecting different results. Like there has to be something different. This is insanity, and hopefully, we're not here to see it, but something's gonna come to collect. There's a price to pay when you're killing innocent people. And your dog just farted.
I definitely agree with what you're saying. With the whole something is gonna come to collect, whether it's karma, higher power, or an actual other country. Like, I do feel that because there's no way that like we could be like America could be where it's at without making some kind of enemy. Like, obviously we have enemies, but like I don't know. For me, I think it's more of, we're going to shoot our own selves in the foot. You know, with this climate change, with this country kind of allowing corporations to kind of influence our legislation, influence these decisions that we make. Because I mean, especially with war, I mean, doesn't war equal money or something like that?
Well, yeah, the whole military industrial complex.
Yeah, or something like that.
Where war means money. You know. Speaking of, we're gonna.
What?
We're still. You know, we started talking about Ukraine and Russia last year, towards like November.
Yeah.
And we're still.
Oh yeah, something I saw a notification this morning where that kind of stuff like sparked up again.
And we're still. There's still no.
They're still like, I'm not touching you.
Yeah, we still don't have a definite answer if Russia's going to invade Ukraine. But Biden just said that to all the U.S. American people who are living in Ukraine,
get out.
Start getting out, because things are
out.
Yeah, he literally said things could get crazy in any moment.
I feel like Joe Biden is fucking. He can be a drama queen sometimes. He's funny. Like nothing is gonna happen, but he's like making out these people.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just trying to be funny. But
well, it's a bad sign if he's saying get out.
Yeah, it is. It is because I mean, you know, jokes aside, I feel like if that's happening, he knows something that we don't. And again, like I understand why he has that privilege of like knowing certain information before we do, but at the same time, it's like tell us something, dude. You know, like what do you know that we don't?
Well, and with any president, they can't reveal the confidential shit, right?
Right.
That's why even when these presidents do press conferences and all this, obviously there's not gonna be totally upfront because they could risk other enemies hearing and stuff like that. So they're never gonna be.
You know what? Yeah, that's true.
They're never gonna be true to the people. But I don't know. I'm just wondering.
Well, do you believe that that's right or? I mean, it's reasonable, I guess. Sometimes
it's right to a certain extent. I mean, tell us all that we could actually, that you could actually tell us without jeopardizing, any other the danger, without making it dangerous for the people. I guess. I feel like that's not too hard. I'm waiting for you to ask, like the scissors. Can I use the scissors?
Sorry, I didn't know you need the scissors.
But yeah, I mean, it's never. And then I wish I could know what exactly is being communicated in Russia, because we only get the media from here, but what are they saying in Russia? Like, what are the news in Russia where they'd be like, are they saying, oh yeah, we're about to invade, or what are the reasons for invasion? Why? Because I know Ukraine joining NATO, we talked about it in a long time ago.
Pissed off Russia?
Yeah, because NATO is essentially, it's a mafia of
strong
countries with political and business interests. Maybe I'm exaggerating calling it a mafia, but it is a group of countries with all the same ideologies. And so that puts Russia with fear that Ukraine is joining this organization. But is the price to pay for that really violence? Like, are they really want to start a war just because of that? Like, help us understand.
What are you eating?
Help us understand, because especially us, we are the ones who are going to die, not these people in power, right? So.
And it goes right back to that conversation we had last time. Let's just get them to fight in a ring, and then. Yeah,
get them all in one ring, and then we'll be fucked because Biden can. But.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like stop using us as pawns, like. Just because these powerful people don't see eye to eye and can't get their differences done, then all of a sudden, like again, we go back to innocent people dying, children dying. Like, damn.
This took a really sad.
But it's gonna be Valentine's Day. What are you gonna wear for Valentine's?
Dude, I haven't. You know what's crazy? I told Carlos, I was like, love. Like, choose a restaurant, make reservations, like, come on, let's do something special. He's like, no, like you do it. Like he's really super shy.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, okay, fine, like I'll do it. And then I literally haven't done it. So looks like we're eating here at home.
Damn, you should make reservations now because it always gets
for
packed.
real. It always gets insane, especially in this area. The Heights, it's like full of restaurants. It's like it's nothing but restaurants. It's like restaurant city here. And they all get so packed. Like does nobody eat at fucking home? Like I need to go home.
Excuse me?
Like I'm out eating. Y'all need to stay home when I go out.
Yeah, especially February. What is Valentine's Day?
Like you don't know?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I try not to know because I'm single.
It's on Monday. It's February 14th.
Oh. I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know?
No.
Oh.
I don't care about Valentine's Day. Says every single person in the world.
It's not a priority to me.
Well, actually, I mean, what do you feel about Valentine's Day? Like,
I like it. I mean, I'm a person that doesn't like not just romantic love, but like love. I get to love my mama, my sister.
But isn't it like the same thing we're just talking about, where capitalism like makes it disingenuine? Like it's about love.
Like, I don't really care to like post what my husband bought for me, what he did for. If anything, he better not fucking buy me something, but he better spend the day with me.
What? Why don't you want
like
him to buy you something?
What's the same thing with Christmas? Like I don't obviously I fucking love gifts. Okay, who doesn't? But for me, for me though, it's about spending time together.
Like you sound like a Hallmark movie.
For real, it is about spending time together. Like
you sound like a Disney Channel.
Okay,
movie.
well,
no, I'm kidding. Go.
Yeah.
No. You walk out because you're mad. Yeah.
No, but I don't know. I think to me that's what it's about.
What? Valentine's Day?
Isn't spending time together and being genuine with your family, with your friends.
Wait, Valentine's Day?
On Valentine's Day, yeah.
Isn't it about lovers?
Well, it is about lovers, but it could
We're
be
talking about family. What the hell?
Because I feel like, it's important to show my nieces love on Valentine's Day. And it's important to show my my sister and everybody.
But I feel like the overall mentality is that Valentine's Day is about romantic lovers, right?
Well, it's an act of rebellion to include everybody. Really quick, we're having a storage issue, so we're going to just wrap this up.
I had to cut to the final product, so who goes first?
Switch.
Oh.
Ready?
I thought we were going to present...
Oh, okay. But this is for you, right? We're giving it to each other?
Oh, I thought we were... No, I thought it was...
Oh, okay. Oh. Well, this is mine.
I thought it was for... Oh, I just didn't...
Just to have it. Yeah. Oh, well, mine says Happy Valentine's with the M. Happy Valentine's.
Oh, yeah.
And then inside it says, you make me feel euphoric. And then it says, let's do Molly. You're literally my soulmate, bitch. So.
I feel like Maddie did that. And mine was... You. Oh, okay.
That doesn't have to be for me, but go ahead.
All right, mine is, hello, it's me. Oh, it's all inverted. And then you open it.
Uh-huh.
And it's and I love you.
Aww.
Mom.
Oh, it's for your mom.
Well, I mean, no.
Oh, that's so cute, though.
Happy Valentine's.
So that's all we have. We really got to wrap this up.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for listening on our views of Syria and Euphoria.
Yeah. And religion and shit.
Very serious things, but mostly Euphoria.
Okay. Wow, we actually have a lot of stories. I was gonna cut.
I know, but let's hurry it up. Okay, so watch us. Oh, Thank you
for the memories.
And we're gonna start doing episodes every 2 weeks.
Every month until we die. Until we just fall off.
Yeah, weekly is a lot. So every 2 weeks.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. It's not a lot of work, but we have lives. We have jobs.
Lives, yeah.
So
if we were rich, honestly, I could go do this every day.
Yeah, if I didn't have other things to do, because it is fun. I could do crafts like all fucking day.
It's work, like trying to plan what we have to do.
And balancing our lives. Why are we explaining?
Well, so they could get like a behind a day. Like, not even that many.
So meet and greet? No.
Nobody's questioning. Okay, whatever.
Okay,
we're done talking bad about ourselves. We're stopped doing that.
We're successful, we're awesome, and we love ourselves.
It is an awesome show.
Okay. Okay, so bye.